Hello, my Plunder consultants, or those of you that have not signed up for Plunder yet, that are interested in signing up for Plunder. I figured it's high time I put together a video telling you a little bit about how my Plunder journey started, why I transitioned my company into the party plan industry, and how that has created an amazing opportunity for all of you. So, for those of you, many of us were affected several years ago when the economy crashed, construction crashed. Several people were in bankruptcy, out of work. My husband and I don't want to call us victims, but we were kind of a byproduct of that whole economy. We had several real estate deals we had invested in. My husband was working construction at the time, and we had moved into I call it our dream home, but it's probably not equivalent to what home several of you guys dream of. But our very nice home, and I was dedicated at that time to staying at home and being a mother to my family. I had decided no matter what hardship came, if I had to plant my own seeds, grow my own garden, I was going to be home for my children. That doesn't go so well when you're bankrupt and grocery shopping at your mom's house and trying to figure out how to get started. But because I was so dedicated to that cause, we powered through it. With that being said, I think we all have innate things about our personality, maybe things that we don't totally have control over. For me, I feel like my eyes are brown, my hair's brown, I naturally carry an extra 20 pounds, and somehow, some way, some type of work or filling some void finds me, and I like to do it. I think it's part of what makes me who I am. So with that being said, I had a friend who had opened a brand new boutique, and she came to me and she said, the boutique across the way is selling these soldered glass charms. These charms sell for $60, and I can't help but think you could make them much more reasonable than that. My birthday was in October that year, and my mom gives me $100 every year for my birthday and still does. That year, I think because she knew we were struggling so much, she gave me $200. And with that $200, I went to the soldered glass, stained glass store and bought the supplies that I would need to make these pendants for my friend. We had negotiated that if I could provide her with 300 pendants by the 1st of December, she'd pay me $4 a piece for them. In my head, we were broke. I needed Christmas money. $1,200 for the pendants, $200 of my birthday money. I fill this void. I have a little bit of money to buy Christmas with, and it's a win-win. Little did I know from that experience, my jewelry company would just blossom. About the time I got that paycheck in December, my husband had found work, and because we were so accustomed to just rice and beans, bootstrapping it, living on nothing, and because I had become so scared to spend any money at all, I got in the habit of investing all the money I made in my business back into my business. Somebody told me several years ago, feed your business and your business will feed you. So in a time when I felt like I couldn't justify a new shirt or a new pair of shoes, or we really didn't need to go to the theme park, I was totally willing to take $500 I'd made selling jewelry and buy products for more jewelry. With that being said, other women in my neighborhood and in my church group were going through this same experience. Money was just hard to come by here in Utah. And I ended up putting in for boutiques, or putting in for local boutiques, storefronts, and then putting in for our fall boutiques and taking my goods and selling them there. Because of the demand for the jewelry, I started buying in bulk, tons, yards and yards and yards of chain from China. Pearls, 5,000 8mm pearls. And then when all of the goods would ship to my house, I would time myself how many of these necklaces I could put together in an hour, and then I would put together kits for the women in my ward and neighborhood to pick up. So they would come pick up their kits. At that point, I had the piece rate down, so they knew, for every necklace they put together, I would pay them $5. I knew how much I had in the supplies. I'd take it to the boutique or craft fair and sell those. And we were all having a lot of fun. Not making a whole lot of money, but when you're putting everything back in, it adds up pretty fast. And if nothing else, it was a great distraction. I ran my Plunder business like that for about 4 years. My husband continued to do well at his job, and I continued to reinvest everything I was making. That brought me to, well, we sort of ran out of great boutiques in Utah, and I was employing more and more people. So I started to travel the country. It started to wear on my family a little bit. There's a specific Christmas and gift show here in Utah. The circuit runs in Utah, and then it goes to Denver, and then it goes to Tacoma, Washington. That year, Hallie, my baby, who is now 3, was just brand new. She was born in June, and this was that fall, and I was on that circuit of selling this jewelry. Back then, I would pack everything in my minivan and drive through the night, set up the boutique, work the boutique for the 3 or 4 days, and then drive back through the night so that I could be with my family. Well, this Tacoma, Washington show was kind of the final draw. Tacoma's a long ways away from Utah. It was the last show of the season, and as we were there and setting up, I noticed lots of other vendors from Utah. In particular, the girl just down the way from me was this bubbly blonde in her mid-50s, and I got to know her relatively well. She was selling for a different company. I don't know if I should say selling. They were selling a little bit, but she was mostly talking to women, getting to know women, building relationships. And I built quite a relationship with her. So kind of feeling maybe a little bit arrogant or finding my swagger, I thought, I'm going to go see if she wants to work for my company, because it's got to be more fun to sell jewelry than just sit here all weekend. And so I meandered over and said, won't you come? You're from Utah. Come work for me. She complimented how much she liked our branding and our display and our jewelry and the quality and different things. So I thought we had this in the bag. I was picking up a new employee, clearly someone that wanted to travel. And she said to me, oh, there's no way I'm going anywhere. And I said, really? And she said, I was one of the very first consultants with this company. And on average, my paychecks are $8,000 to $10,000 a month. To date, with my jewelry career, I hadn't made $8,000 to $10,000 a month on any given month. I was just worked to the bone. When she talked to me a little bit more about how the business worked, how she had girls that she worked with building relationships and training, it was like I just had this light bulb moment where I felt like I'd been chasing this eluding carrot that was dangled in front of my nose forever. And I knew that I had a great brand. I knew we had great jewelry, but the thing that I never slowed down long enough to realize was that I didn't have a business. I think I didn't have a business because it was my way of working around. I'm not going to be a working mom. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I felt like an idiot. It was a big, some people call it that light bulb moment. For me, it felt a lot more like a sledgehammer to the guts. I just never realized anything more clearly than we needed to make some adjustments. I went back to the hotel room that night and I told my husband, I said, we'll never do party plan. Direct sales doesn't make sense. But if this company can pay this stylist what they're paying her, I have to think with our branding and our jewelry, if we can get it better distributed with a business plan, it can really pay off. And so we came back. One of the things that I was really concerned with is I wanted our Plunder price point to stay the same. And so I told my husband, if we can work our jewelry at this price point into a business plan that can pay commissions and we can go nationwide, we'll do it. And it was kind of that, I don't know if any of you guys have had this great, big, terrible dream that's so awesome, it consumes you. It keeps you awake at night. You can't sleep. It's all you can think about. People get sick of seeing you because it's all you want to talk about it. It was that way for me. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that we had to do it. At that point, I had no idea how direct sales worked. I had no idea about direct sales software, compensation plans, and so we came back on a mission to figure those things out. And that was in November. We worked through the holidays, reinvested all of our jewelry proceeds again, and launched Plunder as a party plan business the 1st of April that year. That first year was scary, scary, scary. And for lots of you that have been stylists with me for a long time, I know several of you feel like, where's my break? How come I haven't like hit that bend where it's gotten easier? Sometimes it just takes time. And I think sometimes we're being tested. How bad do you really want it? We went that whole first year and I recruited and called and worked harder than I've ever worked and sacrificed more than we've ever sacrificed. In fact, in December, we were putting our home up for sale and I decided we'd pull the last little bit of equity we had in our home and fuel the company, and we could make it for another 4 to 5 months before we either have to look for an investor or go completely belly up and give up on it. And giving up just wasn't an option. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. But we put the for sale sign up in my yard on December 1st. And for me, putting the for sale sign up was the hardest thing. Once it was done, I kind of decided it was done, and that was the end of it. And from that point on, it was like magic. A couple of the right people in the right places that gave Plunder a chance, that really took to working their businesses, and our numbers just began to grow and grow and grow. We left our house on the market until about January 15th, and even when we took it off the market, we said, is this really going to work out for us? You know, is this too good to be true? Looking back, I think that was that test. Sometimes you just have to give it all up before something really great can find you. And from that point on, not that we haven't had our hard times. For those of you that have been with the company, you know that I make mistakes. You know that we fix things a lot. You know that, I don't want to say I've perfected apologizing, but I have to apologize. I'm not a professional in this industry. I'm filming from my desk today because this is where I sit. At least 5 to 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. We're right in this small town of Payson, so my kids are close. This opportunity has blessed me enough to work with my husband. It's blessed me enough to work in this small town. My children all work here. I truly believe things happen for a reason. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to bring this Plunder Challenge to you guys. The compensation plan is there. Our training tools are there. We will do the best that we can every day by all of you to make Plunder great. I plead with you. If you have any inkling at all, give our company a chance. Talk to some of our leaders about their paychecks, about how they work their businesses. And then, most importantly, know that some of the best things in life aren't the easiest things to do. There will be days when you want to quit, days when you're pushed out of your comfort zone, days when you question why, oh why, oh why. But if this Plunder journey can appeal to you, if you can get excited about it, it's my dream that it can be as good for your family as it has been for mine. That's my tidbit about how we got started. I can't hardly talk about it without getting emotional, and I'm not going to apologize about that anymore, nor am I going to apologize about being a working mom. Like I said, my eyes are brown. I find a way of working myself into filling this void, and I found so much joy in this journey and in getting to know all of you. I look forward to what the next several years will bring us. I'm all in. Our theme this year is Choose Happy. I hope you all will. Have a great day.